Central BC, Central BC 5, Central BC 5. BC 5 off 6. Send law enforcement right now. There's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC 3's down, BC 1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here.
Okay, this is probably the worst video I've ever had to make on this channel, but we're going to make it anyway and get you guys informed, let you know what's happening, let you know what it is that we know, and equally importantly, possibly more importantly, what it is that we don't know. Okay, literally breaking just now in the last few minutes, the shooter has been neutralized. It is unknown if the shooter was killed by someone at the scene, by a police officer or the FBI, or if they committed suicide. Firearm has been recovered. Basically nothing else is known. We don't even know if there was only one shooter, which is one of the first things we need to address. Before anything else, I do want to apologize, guys. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a lot of the same visuals I would like to have. Sorry about that. As a lot of you guys know, my internet is still shut off, but I still want to be here. I am literally uploading this video using my phone's data plan, but I want to get you guys the best information that I can. So, what we know, at least one shooter has been neutralized. Whether there are more shooters, we don't know. There are more federal assets coming in. There are more assets from around Idaho that are still coming in. 11 first responders, best count that we have right now, have been shot. 9 firefighters and 2 police officers. At least 2 of those firefighters, unfortunately, were killed. And the rest we don't know. There's been a severe fog of war over the whole situation, as it is basically, it is a battlefield.
Is that the upper parking lot? Is that upper parking lot? Up on the dirt parking lot. We need law enforcement up here immediately. Law enforcement up here immediately.
Copy, upper parking lot. Immediately out, law enforcement.
Yeah, another Coeur Lane firefighter down. Needs help immediately. We need law enforcement immediately.
I copy, another firefighter down. Continuing law enforcement.
So at approximately 1:20 p.m. on today, June 29th, near the town of Coeur, Idaho, firefighters in Cooney County responded to a bushfire, and were at approximately 2 p.m. it was reported by the sheriff's department that they reported being fired upon by a shooter somewhere in the foothills, and they obviously they were firefighters. They were unarmed and being shot at, which is just some of the most horrendous stuff you can possibly imagine. We again, there's at least one confirmed death as far as the shooters. We don't know if there are more. And what's even more confusing, and the sheriff of Cooney County actually corroborated this, there were civilians, like hikers, on that mountain at the time, just out for a stroll, out for a hike that day. So they had to be brought off the mountain. Many of them were airlifted. Most were unharmed, fortunately, and the whole thing became a mess. I mean, this became an actual battlefield just in Idaho, in rural Idaho. It's absolutely heinous. Okay, so there are 2 main active theories. Obviously, that the shooter is dead, which is, again, in the last 5 minutes that's broke. I've just checked. There are 2 main theories as to what exactly could have happened. Apparently, in Coeur d'Alene, several years ago, there was an instance of a young man who had been radicalized by jihadist teachings. Whether or not he was reached out to by a group, or if he radicalized himself by reading online, we don't know. But the FBI intercepted him before he was able to perform a mass shooting at a church, which he had planned. That has led a lot of people online to speculate that this could be some sort of sleeper cell, insurgency, Iranian-backed group, possibly, using it as an opportunity to sow chaos. And the long-term effects of this on first response in the United States, something we're going to get into in a sec. That is one theory. The other theory is apparently Travis Decker, former U.S. Army infantryman who served with the 173rd Airborne and later trained at Fort Benning, apparently has been at large in Idaho for quite some time after having killed his 3 daughters in a park. Absolutely heinous monster. It is suspected that he might be the shooter. Again, we don't know. It's going to be autopsies. There's going to be confirmations. It's unknown why entirely Travis chose to kill his 3 daughters earlier this month. PTSD, personal animosity, a bad divorce. We really don't know as far as Travis Decker. There's a lot of speculation in the air right now. We're not even sure he's the shooter yet, but there are some, it's just a mess. Anyway, so at least one shooter has been killed. We don't know if there's more. As far as the long-term effects on first response, and one reason that this likely is some sort of a terror attack, even if it is Decker, this is qualifying as a terrorist attack on the United States, is that the way that this changes, the way firefighters are able to respond to fires will fundamentally change for, at minimum, the next decade. I mean, they can't just go out and expect to not be shot at now. This will be a very pivotal point for fire services across the United States as far as reevaluating what they're able to do, what assets they need to have on hand just in order to respond to a fire. It is unknown whether or not the shooter lit the bushfire in order to lure firefighters and first responders there before opening fire. It is suspected. As I said, though, we still don't even know if there are civilians who could be wounded or hurt or killed somewhere in the mountain. There's going to be massive investigations sweeping all across Canfield Mountain for the next probably week. We're not going to have the full details, exactly why it happened. If it is Decker, I mean, we've already had one instance earlier, not that long ago, in which a former service member detonated a Tesla Cybertruck outside of Trump Tower in order to show his personal animosity toward the current federal government, and no, we're still not sure about that one either. That one was also kind of swept under the rug and not talked about. If it turns out it is some insurgency group, that is seeming less and less likely the more it seems confirmed it's only one shooter. We haven't had any more shootings since. God, pray that it's just the one. We don't know yet. Let's not even speculate with that. In fact, I'm going to take the opportunity here. Let's not take an opportunity to speculate wildly just yet. We have one dead shooter. We are going to move forward from there. We are going to piece together what's happening. And I imagine every single civilian that comes off that rooftop, that mountain, is going to be interrogated to make sure they were not involved somehow. This is an active situation. I'm going to try my best to keep updates coming out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is just a mess. Like I said before, my internet is still shut off, so I'm struggling to get things together, but I'm doing my best. If you want to support me to help me to do this and help me to continue bringing you guys the news, obviously, regular news sources are so biased these days. If you want to do that, please hit the PayPal link down in the description. Hit the subscribe button. It's so appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon.